Sons. When you think about it, birth is the first departure. You open your jacket, you open the door, and then just like that, they're out and on their way, hanging upside down, hanging out a window, kicking up a storm, and then suddenly they're grown and maybe almost as surprised about it as you are. Memories of my sons' lives, they're stored in my mind like those little Russian nesting dolls. This one nesting in that one, and that one nesting in still another. Gabe is my younger son, and his first big departure was when he went to college. He was always a good sleeper, and thus he continued. An economics major, he learned to quantify. He had a lot on his mind, or at least he had a lot on his head. Then he graduated, got a job, and an apartment in the city. I think daughters never really leave, but sons leave so they can come back to cook or play with a cat or get help with their graduate school applications from their English professor parents and play with the cat, who went off and went to sleep. After Gabe's grad application was in, he went to Nashville, Tennessee for an interview, and for ribs. When he got in, he decided to go. Sons leave so they can come back before they go again. So when Gabe's lease ran out in June, he moved back home for a month and a half. "Mom," he said, "I'll be so neat you won't even know I'm here. Really, you won't even know I'm here. I'll cook, and I'll tear the old rugs off the stairs, and then I'll sand the steps and polyurethane them all, and I'll trim the bushes." This was the summer when dough of one sort or another was on Gabe's mind. So from the very first day, Gabe made lots of bread. Sometimes he used the dough to make his own pizza. At the end of the first week, he said, "Mom, can I have a friend come over for the weekend?" "Sure," I said. "What's his name?" "Kristen," he said. By the end of the weekend, she had friended me on Facebook, maybe knowing that the way to a man's heart is sometimes through his mother. The next week, a wasp had the nerve to sting Gabe while he was playing basketball in the backyard. Gabe did not like this, so he studied his foes and plotted revenge. In the end, on one sweltering July day, he laid siege to their home. Then he celebrated his victory by flying off to Toronto with Kristen to visit his cousin. So Gabe flew, and time flew, and the cat slept, and soon it was time for Gabe to begin to gear up for his next departure. He had to get an apartment, he had to make lists, he had to get new clothes, he had to quit his job, where they had a party for him and gave him a goodbye monkey, which he didn't take with him. Now he was excited. When his departure date was a week away, we all took him out for a farewell dinner. Then the evening before he left, we had our last supper. A little later, Justin from New Hampshire, who would be Gabe's new roommate, arrived with a truck. The next morning it was raining, but everyone was up early. Well, not everyone. They carried stuff. What Gabe considered necessities came first, of course, and then the rest. By noon, the rain had stopped. Going, gone. We watched till their truck was out of sight, but knowing all the while that modern sons will text you, showing you what they look like in their new clothes, and that one way or another they will always come back before they go again.